I am 65 years old, and every Friday I visit the same grave. People think I come here to pray. The truth is, I come here because this is the only place where I still feel close to my wife. Today, a stranger asked me why I cried every time I came here. I looked at him, wiped my tears, and said, "If you have a little time, let me tell you about the woman who spent her whole life protecting my honor while the world destroyed hers. My name is Samuel, and this grave belongs to my wife, Grace. We were married for 40 years. The happiest day of my life was also the day I carried the greatest fear. On our wedding night, before anyone could expect a happy beginning, I told Grace the truth. I looked into her eyes and said, 'There is something you must know before we begin this life together. The doctors told me years ago that I can never become a father. If you wish to leave, I will never stop you.'" She remained silent for a few moments. Then she smiled with tears in her eyes and gently held my hands. She said, "I married you because I love you. I did not marry you because I wanted something from you. We will face every test together." Those words gave me hope, but I never imagined how much she would sacrifice to keep that promise. The years passed, but no child came into our home. People never asked questions. They made accusations instead. My mother blamed Grace for our childlessness. My sisters mocked her whenever relatives visited. Neighbors whispered that she must have done something wrong in her life. Some even suggested that I should divorce her and marry another woman. Every cruel word was directed at her. Every insult was placed on her shoulders. Not once did she point a finger at me. She could have ended every accusation by telling the truth. She could have said, "The problem is not me, it is my husband." But she never spoke those words. She chose to protect my dignity instead of defending her own. That decision cost her dearly. Many nights I heard her crying quietly after everyone had gone to sleep. She thought I was asleep, but I heard every tear. Every sob felt like a knife cutting through my heart. Still, I remained silent. I was ashamed. I feared people would see me as less of a man. My silence became the burden she carried for the rest of her life. Despite everything, Grace never stopped caring for my family. She cooked for my parents. She looked after them when they became old and weak. She respected my sisters even when they showed her no kindness. She never answered hatred with hatred. She answered cruelty with patience. One evening I asked her, "Do you ever regret marrying me?" She smiled and replied, "The only thing I regret is that people judge me without knowing the truth, but I have never regretted loving you." Those words have echoed in my heart ever since. Years later, illness entered our lives. Grace became weaker with each passing month. Even from her hospital bed, she worried more about my future than her own pain. On her final evening, she held my hand and whispered, "Promise me you will forgive yourself one day. Promise me you will not spend the rest of your life blaming yourself." I promised her, but I failed. The day she left this world, a part of me was buried with her. Now I come here every week. I sit beside this grave and speak to her because these are the words I should have spoken while she was alive. The young man sitting beside me listened without interrupting. Finally, he asked, "Sir, why are you telling me this today?" I looked at Grace's name carved into the stone and answered, "Because she carried my secret until her last breath. The world believed she was barren. The truth is that I was the one who could never become a father." She accepted every insult, every cruel word, every humiliation, just to protect my honor. I placed the flowers gently beside her grave. I whispered, "Grace, I am sorry. You deserved a husband who was brave enough to tell the truth. Instead, you spent your whole life paying the price for my silence. If there is one lesson my life can teach, it is this: never allow the person who loves you most to suffer for a secret that belongs to you."